Hey everybody. No, don't adjust your sets. This is real. How y'all doing today? Uh, Itchy. Uh, anyways, it's been a minute or two since I posted anything to this channel on YouTube. So thought I'd give everybody an update. So if we go back 2 years ago to March 19th, a day that will live in infamy, I had my knee replaced. Now I spent the next few months after that rehabbing the crap out of my knee. I thought I was ready to go back to work. My doctor thought I was ready. I worked 7 shifts and my knee crapped out. Now, in saying that, okay, yeah, I did cause myself some pain. I did cause myself some setbacks. Um, just trying to figure out how to word this. Yeah, I caused myself setbacks in trying to return to work. Figured it out that that was never going to happen, at least not with that line of work. But it doesn't mean I'm not capable of working. I am capable. I just need for um, just need for the government to get off its ass and video resolution. Huh? Let's see, open the widget. Okay, well, anywho, let's just look at the analytics. Anyway, I tried to go back to work. That didn't work out because my knee damn near exploded. So I found out I can't do that. I am capable of working. It's just right now there's no jobs available. And as I was told last year, that there are certain kind of jobs that I can do, or almost do, but working in a call center would be one of them. A call center that I did apply for told me straight up and down, you've got the customer service skills, no problem there. Your ace is there, but you don't have the knowledge of how to use the software and programs that we have here in the office. You don't have that end of it, and you need to be retrained. It was a very frank but productive conversation I had. And during we're in the third lockdown now. During our last lockdown, which was back over Christmas, I actually had a job interview, and then got a call back from that same company saying they were shutting their doors and just consolidating all their operations down to Cleveland. And going back further to the summer previously, I'd gotten a job working here in Hamilton for a call center company, but there was some technical snafus, and I got so far behind in the training that there was no way to catch up realistically. Which, fast forward to today, my knee is pretty much healed up. It's not hurting as bad as it was when I do get pain. And, for that I'm grateful. Now, one thing I didn't really get into too much in previous videos that I posted was that it's not just that knee was a problem. I've also got other issues. I've got psoriatic and osteoarthritis in both feet, both ankles, and I've got osteoarthritis in the other knee. And I've got 2 torn tendons and 2 torn ligaments. The tendons are in my right foot, and the ligaments are in my right ankle. That's from having several falls before my knee replacement, because my knee gave out on me, and trying to catch myself using the other leg to keep from eating the corner of the dresser, because there's more than a couple times I'd go to get up out of bed, knee gave out, and I was going face first into the corner of the dresser, and I would have cracked my head right open, or and I would try to either push off away from it or try to keep from falling, and didn't work out so well, and I ended up twisting the shit out of my ankle at least a dozen times. So tore up the ligaments, and the ligaments, the tendons, and the arthritis in the ankle. I've been to see a surgeon. It's nothing the surgeon can do for it. To make a long story short. And if they ever do if the ligament ever the one that's the worst, the deltoid ligament it's called, ever gets torn to the point where they have to operate on it, then I'm looking at 3 months of no weight bearing if they do that surgery, and I'm not looking forward to that. I don't want to have that. I've had my fill of surgeries, to put it mildly. I had let's see, so 2 years ago the knee, 5 years before that I had the shoulder done. Yeah, I'm all operated out. I don't want to have any more operations. I feel like the character in the game Operation. So, that all brings us to current times where we're in these never-ending lockdowns because, let's face it, governments on all 3 levels have dropped the ball. It doesn't matter, federal, provincial, municipal, they fucked up. There's no excuses for any of it. I could spend an hour here and go into detail about where each one of them fucked up, but let's face it, there's enough news sources out there. I don't need to. Y'all know what they've done. But if you want an example of what's, in my view, the most egregious thing our federal government did, I say proroguing Parliament so you don't have to answer some embarrassing questions about your family and a conflict of interest, and thus delaying procuring vaccines because you wanted to hide from a personal issue. That would be the most egregious thing that the federal government's done to prevent the current health crisis from dragging out. What's the worst thing that our provincial government did here was not making sure that the people going into long-term care and seniors assistance living facilities were actually doing their jobs. When the military had to rat them out here in Ontario to the media to get the government to actually step in and correct the problems that were going on because our seniors that were in these homes were dropping like flies, I call that a pretty serious fuck up. But, and that all brings us to today. We're still in lockdown hell with no end in sight. Let me change this view here. There we go. Almost. Haha. Yay. Anyway, we're in lockdown hell with no end in sight. This camera just does not want to stay straight there. There we go. We're in the middle of lockdown hell. And, It's not like I haven't been applying for jobs. I've been applying for them. There's just not that many jobs out there that I'm actually capable of doing. So I need a sit-down job. And let's face it, I'm not trained for most sit-down jobs other than customer service. And there's not a lot of those to be had. So the ones that are out there, employers are able to pick and choose. They're not going to go for the 50-year-old broken down old guy with health problems. They're going to pick some 25-year-old who they can pay bottom of the barrel wages. And I can't blame them for that. I'm all about free market economy, and the right to run your business the way you see fit. And I have had some interviews. I had one with a organization that does work for charities recently. That happened right at the same time they announced our third wave of lockdowns that we're in. So I'm pretty sure that job just disappeared, sucked into the lockdown void. And during the second lockdown, I had a job interview over the phone. They were ready to offer me a position, and had to call me back same day saying, we're closing the doors to the company here forever, and reconsolidating in Ohio, in Cleveland. So the other 20-some-odd people who worked in that office are also out of business, out of jobs. So I know I'm not the only one who's not working. It's dry in here. Apologies. That's why I'm drinking water, because for some reason they've got the heat cranked. Don't know why, but they do. And it makes the air insanely dry. But back to what's going on now. So I've been applying for customer service jobs at banks and anywhere really I see them pop up. But like I said, employers can now pick and choose. And I know I'm the last person they're going to pick, but I'm keeping on trying. And I'll discuss my finances right now too. For the last 2 years, I've actually amazed myself. I've surprised myself because I've only had a certain amount of cash reserves. Like, we're not talking a lot. I mean, maybe a few $1,000s. And I've managed to stretch that out over a 2-year period. I haven't been going nuts spending on it. The only thing I've used it for is to pay for my cable bill. By cable, I mean my internet bill. So I don't have cable TV. I just have cable internet. And to pay for my cell bill. So not a lot. I've managed to stretch that out as well as I could. Unfortunately, that money's gone. Now I'm at the point where, since I'm dependent on food banks now. I don't think I've ever been in as dire straits financially as I am now. I mean, I'm bankrupt. I can't afford to pay my bankruptcy trustees, because let's face it, being on ODSP, and I'll touch on that in a minute. I'm on ODSP, so they pay me $1,169 a month. My rent is $1,061 a month. Doesn't leave much. So that money I had squirreled away got whittled away little by little over the last 2 years. It's gone. So, and I suspect sometime in the next week or two, my cable's getting cut off. So the only contact I'm going to have is going to be my phone. I don't have the money to pay the cable bill. I can either pay for my phone or for my cable. And I need the phone more than I need my cable internet. It's a suck ass situation. I know there's people out there worse off than me, but hey, it still sucks. It sucks ass. You know, like I said, I'm currently now on ODSP because I'm not able to go back to doing what I was. And this is the part that frustrates me is I've asked them several times now to be retrained. And they say, oh, we don't do that. But, and this is the part that boggles my mind. I want retraining. This is what I told my worker one of the few times that I have been able to actually get in contact with them because they like to ghost and they like to play telephone tag and say, oh, I called you, but you didn't pick up when they never called at all, or they just like to, pretend they didn't get their message, whatever. On the few occasions I have actually gotten to talk to my worker, sorry, this is just itchy as hell. um, on the few occasions I've had where I actually have gotten a hold of my worker, I always get told the same thing. Oh, there's no retraining. To which my response is always, why isn't there any retraining? I mean, I can't be the only one in this position. I don't want to be on this system. I would like nothing more than for them to send me back to school. I've been paying taxes since I was fucking 15 years old. And I'm 50 years old now, so I paid taxes from 50 to 48 and change. And it was all, and we got told it's all for the social safety net. Well, where the fuck is this social safety net? I wouldn't have minded 30% of my paycheck disappearing like a fart on the fucking wind if it was actually there to be used. Now, I can't be the only person who's capable of doing work, just needs to be retrained, and is now sitting on ODSP and caught in this damn trap and not being able to get training because they don't want to do it. And I was told, oh, we're going to put you in touch with an agency that does placement. Well, yeah, that never happened. I've been told that now twice, and it's, as far as I can tell, it's never happened. This caseworker of mine is not exactly the greatest. And I have had to speak to her boss about her. Because over Christmas time, apparently you're supposed to get Christmas hampers. They're supposed to be sending you information. They're supposed to be keeping you in regular contact. My worker never fucking calls me unless I call her first, and then it's like I gotta badger her for days on end. And I don't even get an email from her. And over Christmas time, I knew nothing about these hampers that you're supposed to get for Christmas. Christmas came and went. Somebody said, hey, what'd you get in your hamper? I'm like, what hamper? What are you talking about? Yeah. So that's where I am with ODSP. I mean, I've asked the question, does it not make, and correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free to leave a comment and say you're cracked if you wish. I mean, that's your prerogative. But does it not make more sense when you get somebody who's on this system, who's like me, does it not make more sense from a fiscal standpoint to retrain me and get me the hell off of ODSP, get me back into the workforce? It boggles my mind sometimes to think that these caseworkers that are making up to $100,000, $150,000 a year, because if I check the Sunshine List, I guarantee probably half of them are on it. And I always get the same sad sob story from her. Oh, I've got 400 clients. I can't. If you can't handle your fucking caseload, request that they bring on another worker, or quit. Because I guarantee you That caseworker and most of the other ones ain't there to help people. They're there for a fucking paycheck, to sit back and collect and protect their government paycheck. Which, it's an infuriating thing. Like, especially given, it's harder than hell to find a job for an able-bodied person right now. They're not going to hire somebody who's disabled. And I hate to put that label on myself, but that's the fact. I mean, there's some days I can do a walk around the block, and then there's other days where I have trouble walking from the couch to the bathroom because my legs aren't stable, just due to swelling from the arthritis. Or because, the arthritis in my ankle is acting up and it's affecting those torn ligaments and tendons. It's beyond frustrating and infuriating. So that's kind of where I've been at the last 2 years, where things have been for me. When I quit my job working for Long Goes, I thought, okay, I'll rehab my knee again, because I wasn't never going to be able to go back to doing that job. That was obvious. I thought, okay, I'll rehab my knee and I'll get another job. I didn't care if it was working in a call center. And then the old China virus hit. You don't have to like that I'm calling it the China virus, because that's what it is. You call they name viruses after where they come from. Hence, Spanish flu, Norwalk virus. So, the old China virus hit, and the incompetence of government shone through glaringly. I can't say I'm surprised about it either, so I don't know which one's worse. The fact that our government is this incompetent, or that I'm not surprised that they are. But in the future, if I do post any more to the channel, which I will try to do from time to time, like I said, my legs, now that the weather's actually getting nicer too, the warmer weather does help, especially with the arthritis in my ankles and feet. So I'm able to get out more, do a little bit of walking, a limited amount of bike riding. About 2 weeks ago, I was able to, about a week and a half ago actually, I did my walk around the block, and then, since my legs were feeling really good, I went up and down the mountain stairs as part of that walk, so that was extra. It's progress. So I'm thinking, those are going to be the kind of videos I do from now on, and they'll probably be live streams, if this old phone will handle it, because it's about 5 years old. Yeah, it's an oldie, just like me. So yeah, I'm going to be doing those, just out and about kind of videos. Also, just to let people know, where I'm at, let you all know I'm still alive, because I probably won't have, like I said, sometime in the next week or two, my internet's going to get cut off. And then I'll be on my phone's data package, which isn't much, to be quite honest. And unfortunately, I don't have the resources to get a new phone. So I'm stuck with this thing till it dies. No 5G for me. I would have liked to get an iPhone. Would not have mind getting an iPhone or a Linux operating system phone. But yeah, I guess I'm stuck with the old Android Samsung here for a while, until the government finally gets its act together and gets enough vaccines for people so that we can all go back to work. and the economy can pick up again. At least that's my hopes. Do I think nobody can be as incompetent as the government is now and can not make things worse than they have? No, I fully believe this government or any government can make things worse. That's just the nature of government. They can always be worse. But, I am hoping that sooner or later somebody goes ahead and grabs Boy Blunder in Ottawa and grabs Mr. Fucking Buckabeer and cheesecake eating asshole, slaps them both upside the head and says, "Smarten the fuck up, get people back to work." So, that's my hopes. And, like I said, I'm going to do more out and about videos. So my goals for this summer is to be able to walk as far as Battlefield Park and back, or at least bike there and back. The furthest I've managed to bike so far is about halfway there, which is the rec center on King Street. So if you look at map of Hamilton, Ontario, you look at King Street, you see where Mountain Avenue North is at King Street, and then you just look down to where the rec center is, the Stony Creek Rec Center. That's the longest distance I was able to bike so far. My end goal will be to be able to bike or walk down to Battlefield Park, because I used to like to drop into the park after work every day. That would be my decompress, just to walk around the park, break out Pokemon Go, and do that. That was that was my outside time. Get my vitamin D. Get my sunshine happy drug. Even when it was raining, I'd still walk around the park sometimes in the summer. It was fun. The view wasn't bad either. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But hopefully that's something I can make happen, and it'll also peel off some of these pounds that I've been packing on over the winter. Because since we've been locked down so much this winter, I haven't been able to get out as much, and I know I packed on a lot of weight, and that's something I got to work on. That's a me improvement thing. But I'm hoping this live stream lets you know where I'm at, where my head's at, because things have to get better soon. They just have to. That's all there is to it. So, hope you enjoyed the stream. Got any comments? Feel free to leave them. And I will talk to y'all later. Take it easy, folks.